And welcome live to Orlando. This is the Pro Volleyball Federation on Roku Sports. And as the regular season draws towards the finish line, the importance of every single match is magnified. And that's certainly the case tonight. Grand Rapids on the road at 9-12, just outside the playoff picture. And Orlando, they started out very strongly, but they've been on a skid lately now at 12-9. Need to turn this thing around with the playoffs approaching. Let's take a look at the current Pro Volleyball Federation standings. The most consistent team all season long have been the Supernovas from Omaha, now 3 matches ahead. In the win column, Atlanta has won a record-tying 9 in a row at 15-8. Indy hanging in and have added a really talented player in Katie Baird and Orlando. If the playoffs were to start today, the 4 teams into the semifinals would include the Orlando Valkyries. That sets the table for this evening's match. I'm Paul Sunderland, joined once again by my partner, Olympic bronze medalist, 3-time Olympian, and NCAA champion, Holly McPeak. A couple of very important storylines tonight, but let's start with Orlando. Wasn't long ago that they were at 12-3, but they've lost 5 out of their last 6. They've made some lineup changes, some personnel changes. How do they right this ship with 7 to play before the playoffs?
For Orlando, it starts with passing. They lost their 2 best statistical passers, and that's a big blow. People don't think about the importance of the first contact. So they really are looking to gain momentum heading into the playoffs and start finding that winning rhythm.
And for Grand Rapids, they're at 9-12. They have no margin for error whatsoever. They've got the reigning player of the week, and she has been consistent and a real glue performer all season long.
Paige Briggs-Romine has been such a good addition to the starting lineup for the Grand Rapids Rise. Starting February 20th, she got an opportunity to start and has not let go of it. She has taken over in her defense and offense. Both sides of the ball, she has been a star for them, really solidifying their all-around game. And then the addition of Eleanor Holthouse to Grand Rapids is going to help things. Brittany Abercrombie, one of the front runners for MVP, putting up incredible numbers for Orlando all season long. Hit a little bit of a skid, might have been tired for the last 6 matches, but head coach Amy Pauly says she's turning the corner and expects Brittany Abercrombie to start dominating.
Yeah, Abercrombie was basically unstoppable, Holly, through the first 15 matches, but during this last 6, as you mentioned, a little bit of a downturn. Starting lineups, first for Orlando, brought to you by Wren Athletics. Schwann on the outside with Van de Weyde, Foster and Brown in the middle, Abercrombie there. Shampoo Goodpart missed the last match. That was a losing effort, but now back healthy again. And Nalani Ucia will be one of the 2 liberos. Paige Briggs-Romine, Ali Bastianelli, second best blocker in the league. There is Holthouse, Alyssa Jensen, Carly Snyder, and all-star Cameron Turner will get the start once again at the setting position. And Elena Ogilvie, the rookie out of Stanford, will be at the libero. Third meeting between these 2 teams. Grand Rapids won the first before Orlando returned the favor. And we're underway, best 3 out of 5 sets. Starting off with Carly Snyder. Nice dig by Ogilvie. Holthouse gets her first crack, her second match so far for Grand Rapids. Nice play once again by Ogilvie. Holthouse finished her season over in the German Bundesliga, and first point on the board for Grand Rapids.
Both teams want to establish their middles early. Orlando going to Natalie Foster right off the bat, but fantastic dig by Grand Rapids Rise.
Yeah, something to point out, as you mentioned, Holly, is the production out of the middle. Both coaches wanted to get their middle attackers, their middle blockers started offensively. Holthouse and Ogilvie were there, but Abercrombie, number 6 in white, register her first kill. What do you think has been the struggle for Abercrombie? She was so good the first 15 matches, hitting over 300, only 161 the last 6.
I think it's hard to play a 5-month season, and Brittany Abercrombie just got a little bit tired. That's my opinion. I think you know, it's a long way to carry your team offensively all by yourself. And teams were keen on her, so making it really hard for her to put up big numbers.
Kept off the floor by middle blocker Foster. Yeah, there's a lot of videotape available right now. And nice play out of the middle. Alyssa Jensen, 6'4", 13 matches last year for Grand Rapids as well. There is Kathy George in her second season. Longtime head coach at Michigan State. They were a 500 team last year. Got all the way to the championship match before losing to Omaha. That ball served just out of bounds. You mentioned that the passing problems, if you will, because of some lineup changes on the side of Orlando. Let's get into that a little bit more. Georgia Murphy's out with a very severe knee injury, and Adora Anai was released. So those are their two best passers. They have to replace them both.
They do, and that takes time. I think Courtney Schwann puts up really nice numbers, great passer. Shannon Scully, the new libero, in for Orlando, and Lindsay Vanderweyde getting more playing time. She's going to find her way in terms of serve receive as well.
There is Courtney Schwann, another one of those blue players. Pia Timmer for Atlanta, when you look around the league, absolutely essential in Briggs Romine. Her first swing rattled back at her. One area where Orlando would really like to improve is block scoring. Nice play by Kaz Brown. Dug by Vanderweyde. And Abercrombie again.
When you look at this matchup, Orlando is the most efficient hitting team offensively in the PVF. Grand Rapids, the best blocking team. So something's got to give tonight.
At times, the blocking of Grand Rapids has been absolutely dominant. Bastianelli in there now with Jensen. That rocket by Briggs Romine got a piece of the Orlando block.
Briggs Romine using the entire court, going deep, catching that back line. Orlando thought it was out, but flipping that back line. See, fold 6, catching everything.
Cannot challenge in or out. That is done electronically. And nice play.
I love when setters do that. They're chasing.
Of course you do.
Of course I do. But they're trying to chase, get their feet to the ball so they can run the offense. So the blocker on the other side does not know what's coming.
Didn't play last Saturday after a hip and leg contusion. Kept her out of the lineup. Paige Briggs Romine off the edge of the block. I spoke with Pornkun Goodpart, 5'7", 9-year pro out of Thailand. She's second in the league in assists to only Sydney Hilly. I talked to her just right before first serve. She said she was fine. She's good to go. Was not going to miss this match.
Shampoo has been a fantastic addition to the Orlando Valkyrie team.
There.
Phenomenal world-class setter.
Very nice pass by Scully and nicely dug down the line by Holdhouse. Abercrombie. Good block touch by Bastianelli, and then coming right back on the slide. Beautiful play that time by Ali Bastianelli. 6'3", second season in the Pro Volleyball Federation. 19 matches last year for San Diego.
And it was the block touch by Grand Rapids that sets up this quick transition swing for Bastianelli on the right side.
Orlando averages just 2.1 blocks per set. On the other side, Grand Rapids averages 3.1. That's a big differentiation. And that doesn't include all the block touches and deflections and slows.
No, it doesn't. Lindsay Vanderweyde took a really nice rip for Orlando. She likes to work inside out and finds a big seam there.
Vanderweyde was just 5 of 20 in the 4-set loss to Omaha. Vanderweyde has stepped in for Adora Anai, who was put on waivers and then picked up by Las Vegas. Here is Kaz Brown. Off the top of the tape and down for a winner.
Back-to-back aces for Kaz Brown. Love her strut back to the back line. Orlando Valkyries with a nice lead, up 7-5 over Grand Rapids. 8-5.
Yes, sir. Franklin Sports is a proud partner of the Pro Volleyball Federation on Roku Sports. Just underway here in Orlando, the Valkyries with 7 to play. Both of these teams have exactly the same number of matches left on their schedule. Orlando at 12-9. Set a record, speaking of 9, won 9 in a row. Just had that match the other night by Atlanta. The Vibe playing exceptional volleyball in Grand Rapids. Nobody is out mathematically, but it's going to take a miracle for San Diego, for Columbus, etc. But also in there as well as Las Vegas, who's been struggling. But Grand Rapids most likely the team that's currently on the outside trying to get in the top 4.
Grand Rapids wants to control their own destiny, and that means putting W's on the board. You need to win every time you can.
Talked to Kathy George if she had a number in mind with respect to these last 7 matches, and she said, look, Paul, I coached in the Big Ten for a long time. We can only control what's in front of us. You can't control what anybody else is doing, and I think that's a good approach. Hard to do emotionally for these young athletes, but you got to do that. Here's Bastianelli having a very nice season, second in the league to only Caitlin Horde of Atlanta in terms of total blocks. Vanderweyde. Oh, that's a really good rip. Lindsay Vandeweyde into the starting lineup.
Orlando going relentlessly at the left back defender, Bastianelli, for Grand Rapids. But Grand Rapids, Bastianelli came up with a good first dig, just couldn't handle the heat from Vandeweyde.
Vandeweyde hitting at 221. Speaking of twos, 2.2 digs, 2.2 kills per set. Nice pass by Carly Snyder. Kept alive by Shampoo. Oh, that's a good read and save by Schwann. Boy, a lot of early action right now for Abercrombie, who defends her position exceptionally well. Shampoo to Vandeweyde again and rejected on the outside. Cameron Turner, not the biggest blocker in the league, certainly at about 5'8", but doing a very nice job on Vandeweyde. Not once, but twice and 3 times. In
Grand Rapids, a couple times just had some nice block deflections to slow the Orlando offense down, and that's effective.
Cameron Turner, Big 12 setter of the year at Kansas, for the now retired legendary Ray Bouchard, and missed by Snyder out of bounds.
Grand Rapids needs to set that better in transition. Carly Snyder at the 3-meter line. You want to get that in front of the 3-meter line so you can terminate and win that rally.
100%. And Turner, when we spoke with Kathy George, said that about the decision at the starting lineup as far as the setting is concerned. Cameron Turner putting that ball over on the second contact. August Brasky, very, very good and is available to play and healthy once again. But Kathy George telling us it was location was the key determining factor in putting Turner in the lineup.
Cameron Turner does a lot of things well. She's quick, she can run balls down, she's very offensive minded, she runs a quick offense, and her location is consistent.
Snyder third in the league in aces, and Ogilvie. Elena Ogilvie is having a fantastic rookie season in the Pro Volleyball Federation, #2 in the libero jersey. What makes her special?
She's just very confident in her position. She's balanced, has great platform, little redirect off the block, catches her by surprise. But she's so much confidence. She's a little bit quiet, but gets the job done.
Good block touch out of the middle by Brown. Abercrombie again. Snyder, what a read. That's part of the scouting report. It's getting pretty hard to put balls away. Good set by Kaz Brown. Holthaus has got a very live arm. Just finished her season in Germany. Picked up, this is just her second match for Grand Rapids for the stretch run. Briggs Romine tucking inside and got that ball off of Courtney Schwann and out of bounds.
I've been really impressed by the Grand Rapids Rise defense. They've been relentless in winning all the long rallies so far. This time Ogilvie goes to Paige Briggs Romine, and that ball catches Courtney Schwann high.
3 kills already for the reigning player of the week in the Pro Volleyball Federation. Schwann has got an excellent roll shot. Wonderful player off the beach, as you know, Holly. But the scouting report once again was there to cover it.
And Cameron Turner, that right back defender, knew that it was coming and picks it up.
There's Alyssa Jensen back at the line. It was 8-5 at the first technical timeout. We have one at 8-1 when a team reaches 16. Working on Vandeweyde. Holthaus one-on-one. Very good location on the transition set by Shampoo. Kept alive. Pretty good hustle on Carly Snyder. A little bit upset with herself. The ball came right back to her. Pinball wizardry.
Love the hustle and effort on the defensive end by the Grand Rapids Rise. Carly Snyder gets out with her tomahawk and does everything she can to put it over, but too much behind that one.
A very effective tomahawk on that. Bastianelli stepping in. Eleanor Holthaus cross court. Nicely done by number 20.
A couple things I like about that last play. Ali Bastianelli, the middle blocker in there, steps in, uses her hands to put up a beautiful transition set. And then Eleanor Holthaus, watch the sharp angle she hits inside the block.
Holthaus had an outstanding career at Iowa State, 1,500 kills. That ball to the floor once again away from Ogilvie in her first appearance in a Rise uniform. That was Las Vegas, the 3-0 win. She was 9 of 28.
Kaz Brown, sneaky little short shot over the block. Hard to beat Ogilvy with that shot.
Off the top of the tape again. Briggs Romine tucking down the line once again, dug by Abercrombie. And missed out of bounds. Lindsay Vanderweider just out of bounds. You were bringing to my attention, and I thank you for that, keeping me well informed. Abercrombie, very, very good defensively, and her numbers back it up all season long.
She's in the top 10 in the PVF defensive players. That's including 6 rotation, left sides, liberos, you name it. She's number 10. That's a really impressive stat.
I was surprised, and thank you for telling me. Another late season ad, Devin Robinson out of Wisconsin, now off on the right side, a national champion for the Badgers some years ago. Briggs Romine, her first hitting error so far on the evening. Best 3 out of 5 sets. We're 2 points away from the second technical timeout.
Grand Rapids Rise using the double sub. August Rasky back on the court. She will set the offense, and Devin Robinson, the rookie out of Wisconsin, will play opposite.
Rasky played in San Diego last year. She's left-handed, which makes her a big weapon, but in the backcourt right now. Schwung, perfect block touch. And Robinson is rejected. Vanderweider with some help from Foster.
Earlier in the season, when we talked to Amy Pauley about Lindsay Vanderweider, she says, look, people don't want to hit against her. They say, when we play AU with her, she just shuts people down. Look at that handwork on the left side. Finally, Orlando gets a good block.
Nice reaction by Ogilvy. Boy, both teams getting a lot of hands on some of these attacks. There were hands there, yes, by Bastianelli, but you can't stop Natalie Foster that time, the 6'4" rookie out of SMU. We've come to the second technical timeout here in Orlando. A very, very pivotal match for both of these teams. Orlando has lost 5 out of their last 6 after winning 9 in a row, and there is no margin for error for the visiting Rise. (16-12) is the advantage for the Orlando Valkyries, and Holly McPeak once again. Your brilliant analysis, picking 2 players to
well, it's
feature.
pretty easy statistically.
Well, I mean,
Paige Briggs Romine.
Sometimes you overthink, not you, but it can be, take us through this.
10 attempts early on, already hitting 300, and Brittany Abercrombie, 12 swings, hitting 333. So that's a good start for both stars, and we expected that tonight.
Abercrombie was 17 of 47 in 3-1 loss at Omaha. The Supernovas on top of the table have been the most consistent team all season long, but Atlanta, 9 wins in a row. And they've just added Micaiah White to their lineup as well. Abercrombie again, another really good touch. Read by Ogilvy, but Rasky could not follow on. And now the lead is extended to 5.
Elena Ogilvy of Grand Rapids Rise comes all the way across the court to dig that ball. She just needs to turn it back a little bit more into the court for a point.
Ogilvy passes positive at 57%. That's the best on her squad. And you go back to the absence of Georgia Murphy. She was here at Serve and Pass earlier this morning. She had surgery 2 weeks ago, tore her ACL, her MCL, and her PCL.
At practice on a non-jump day, which just blows my mind.
Yeah, Murphy was having, and I told her so. I just really feel for you, having an outstanding year. That's been a really big adjustment for Orlando, as you pointed out, before first serve.
How about Shampoo, the setter for Orlando Valkyries? We've seen her get really aggressive, calling her own number. Very sneaky and good at the skill. You have to, as a blocker, really worry about who she's going to set, and that leaves her open as an attacker. Yeah, very, very experienced in her 9th professional season, as I mentioned. Played in her native Thailand. Nice swing by Robinson over the top. But Shampoo has also played in Korea and in the J League as well in Japan. Double sub unwound. Holthouse will come back on along with Cameron Turner. And while we wait for that to be undone, it's 18-14 and the lead for Orlando. Foster over the top. Nice dig by Briggs Romine. Really good all-around player, and just missed by Carly Snyder. Orlando needs to set Natalie Foster a little bit higher. She's trying to get on top of that ball, but needs a little bit higher set, and then in transition. Grand Rapids misses that long.
Snyder now is 0 for 7 with 2 errors. She's the all-star. They need her production. She's had some point scoring opportunities. She'll get plenty more. That ball might have been going out of bounds. Good bump set, Old House, nice chop down the line. Good change of direction by 20 in blue.
Grand Rapids is doing a really nice job when the pass isn't great. Somebody else who has a better angle at setting the ball puts it up there, and there you see Eleanor Holthouse, beautiful crossbody turn down that line.
What a delivery that time by Shampoo. That's what makes her elite. They're really happy, the Orlando Valkyries and their fans, to have her back in the lineup.
Brittany Abercrombie loves to hit angle, and the blocks from Grand Rapids take the angle away, forcing her to go line. But if you're defending that line, you got to stay deep, and that's why that short tip drops.
Dug by Abercrombie again. Not a good set in transition, but a very, very intelligent, high IQ volleyball play.
Those transition sets that go that tight to the net, you get a little bit worried, but Brittany Abercrombie does a nice job getting her feet to the ball, pushing the ball into the block, out of bounds.
She's had a busy and very productive 6 months of professional volleyball. She won Athletes Unlimited in the fall. That's more of an individual competition. That's a good set. Snyder with a good read. Kaz Brown, and got it right on the sideline, and it's hard away from Ogilvy. Ogilvy was there, hard to beat her.
Kaz Brown, super offensive minded. I think Elena Ogilvy just snuck in a little bit, possibly for a tip. She steps into the court, and then Kaz Brown catches her wide.
Kaz Brown and the Valkyries on a 4-1 run to take command of this opening set. On top now, 22-15. Mentioned this was the 3rd meeting of the year. They will meet going down the stretch. Each team in this 8-team league plays all of their other opponents 4 separate times. So they will close out their season series. Natalie Foster, who's the leading ace producer on the year, number 13. Let's give you her numbers. She has been spectacular from the service line. Foster now with 46 aces. Leah Edmond is second in that particular category with 39. There is Georgia Murphy. Talked to her at practice today and wished her well. She was already had some ankle weights on and trying to get the muscle back in that right knee. They really do miss her. She and Nalani Yosia, you can deploy 2 liberos as you can in college, as you can in international volleyball. But that was really a dynamic duo, one in reception and one in defense.
See her sitting next to Hannah Pukas, who actually after April 1st got cleared. So she's medically okay to play and will be able to play next season.
Good,
good news
good.
That she's been cleared.
Very good player. She's been missed this year. What a tough serve. Foster again. Ace number 47, first in the league.
The range and pace with which she serves is so impressive.
Look at that, missed it out of bounds. Her error rate, when we were here a couple of weeks ago, was under 19% with that kind of velocity. It's creeping up a little bit, but still a tremendous weapon, number 13 in white for Orlando. Jenna Otek on the serve, libero out of Purdue. Foster gives way to one of the 2 liberos, Shannon Scully on now. She will play in reception. Nalani Yosia will play in defense when Orlando is serving. Got to have this. Paige Bromine well off the net. Vendeweide away from Otek.
Defense, Orlando's digging some balls with control, giving themselves opportunities to win the rally. This time to Abercrombie, to Vanderweide out of the back row. Beautiful kill deep in the court.
Vanderweide taking advantage of the one-on-one Bastianelli, the only blocker there. Melanie Schaffmaster just joining the Orlando Valkyrie a couple of weeks ago out of Minnesota. Fantastic career there. Yosia is on set point number 1 along with Lydia Grote, who we really like. She got a live arm. Maybe she'll get a chance. Eleanor Holthouse. Big swing into the cross court.
When I watched Orlando today, when you and I were here at practice, they knew that Eleanor Holthouse has the power in the range, quick in the angle, and look at her get on top of that ball. They want to take that away from her.
Good pass by Vanderweide, set point number 2. Out of the back row, Snyder, one-on-one, nice work by Brown. And into the cross court, Briggs Romine, 13 in blue.
Grand Rapids Rise staying alive.
That was a popular song, wasn't it? Staying Alive.
It was. Can we play that?
We'll just drift it underneath.
Okay. Nice sharp cross court swing inside the block, and Orlando wants to slow that momentum down.
Briggs Romine now with 5 kills on 12 swings, and Orlando taking no chances. 24-18 is the advantage. Grand Rapids at 9 and 12. We talked about their margin of error or lack thereof, and for Orlando, you talked about how important, of course, first contact is. No question about that, but you change receivers. You know, the clock is ticking. They got to sort this thing out. They want to be playing their best volleyball going into the championship round.
That's really important. You can have a little dip, that's okay, but you want to be playing your best volleyball heading into that last weekend. And of course, you got to reach the playoffs first.
Top 4 teams get into the semifinals and then finals, which will be held in Las Vegas, May 9th through 11th. There's the upcoming schedule for Orlando. A little bit of advantage. They get Columbus twice. Columbus has been an enigma. You know, they struggle. They lose 7 in a row to start the season, but you don't necessarily want to play them. Ask Indy. They just lost to Columbus, and then they finish at Grand Rapids on the 30th. Set point number 3. Back to Schwann. And that's going to be a net violation. No argument by Bastianelli or the Grand Rapids Rise, and so Orlando, it took them 3 tries to get it across the finish line, but they and Courtney Swan take the opening set 25-18. Back with the second set here in Orlando, right after this short timeout on Roku Sports. Oh, I take all of that back. Let's rewind.
Grand Rapids is challenging that there was no net fault.
We are going to have a challenge. There are 2 challenges allowed per set. You can't challenge ball in or out. We've already talked about that in the outstanding Bolt 6 system, but you can challenge a net touch, a touch off the block, ball up or down, and then a number of foot faults, service line, 3-meter line, center line. Ooh, I saw number 22.
Turner.
That is Cameron Turner.
Hand in the cookie jar.
Yep. Well, you might as well try, because you start with 2 more challenges to start the next set. Let's fast forward once again. Here we go. Like I said, the first set goes to Orlando, 25-18. Back with the second set right after this on Roku Sports. Our first set stats are sponsored by FICO. What do you see here, Holly? Very good efficiency by Orlando, the league leader in that category.
Orlando passed the ball extremely well, and that was their focus coming into this match. Can we control that first contact? And that sets up those nice offensive numbers.
And the block's even. That's a win for Orlando.
Agreed. I thought Grand Rapids did a really nice job deflecting balls, staying in rallies, but tied up just 1 apiece that hit the ground.
Lindsay Vanderweide, 6 kills on 17 swings, no errors. Oh, excuse me, that was Abercrombie. Lindsay Vanderweide, 4 of 11. So Abercrombie playing like she was when she was playing at an MVP level through the first 15 matches. Champu back to serve, just underway, second set here in Orlando. Quickly to the outside, Holthouse is slowed. Snyder, speaking of slow, has been very slow to get into this match. And Grand Rapids really needs her. Jensen sealing the cross court for the stop.
Jensen statistically leads the PVF in blocks per set. She's been really impressive using her length, and it's her handwork, that left hand cutting off the angle of Vanderweide.
1.3 per set in this league is a very, very gaudy number for number 17 in blue. Here is Snyder. Scully on to receive, and Abercrombie, the one time she hits off the left side with another kill.
Brittany Abercrombie uses the entire court, and as a left-handed player, it's so tough to defend. This ball pushed out to the left pin gets by her shoulder, and she goes deep cross court.
Nice roll shot. Good cover by Shampoo. Ball on Turner. Ogilvy stepping in. Very, very nice set. Abercrombie again. We'll give you her dig numbers. I was looking at it in between sets. Yosia with the pancake. Snyder out of the back row. Shampoo again. Brittany Abercrombie off the edge of the block. She's already credited with 5 digs.
Brittany Abercrombie does a fantastic job defending her position. She's never surprised, reading those tips in the middle of the court and in a perfect position to dig that sharp cross-court swing by Holthouse.
Let's rewind again. Not 5, 9 digs for Brittany Abercrombie. 9. What a huge number. She's covered tips. She's dug some hard-driven balls. Oh, smartly done once again by Cameron Turner.
We've got 2 sneaky setters, and last time we saw Cameron Turner in Las Vegas, she probably had 7, 8 kills in the match. She loves to call her own number, and because she's so quick, that ball gets to the floor quickly.
Were you also a sneaky setter?
I was not that sneaky. I wish
you weren't
I was
wide.
more sneaky. I wish I could rewind and do that.
A lot of rewinding tonight so far. Nicely done out of the middle by Natalie Foster, the 6'4" rookie. 14th pick overall out of SMU. Had 64 aces last year for SMU, and what a number. She just got registered her 47th earlier in this match. Watch this serve. Pretty well handled. Holthouse finding a small seam in the block, and Courtney Schwann immediately says, my bad.
Eleanor Holthouse gets on top of that ball quickly. She's burned Orlando sharp inside the block, and then there's a seam here. She worked right through it. Quick on the ball.
Holthouse now with 6 kills on 16 swings, and that ball off the top of the tape by Ali Bastianelli and down.
Ali Bastianelli was late on that block move, but it paid off because she was late in that angle.
Overpass. Shampoo. Nice dig. Technically, that's a dig by Shampoo because she's in the backcourt.
Close range.
Below the plane of the net.
That was impressive.
Eleanor Holthouse once again has just joined the rise. 3-0 run now. Second set just underway. And into the cross court, missed by Schwann. So now it's a 6-3 advantage for the visitors.
One of the things I noticed at practice is even when Shampoo was off the net, they were really trying to work that middle to Kaz Brown and Natalie Foster as much as possible.
That ball drifts just over the end line, so slows the momentum for the moment for Grand Rapids. Paige Briggs-Romine, the reigning player of the week in the Pro Volleyball Federation, now receiving in the left side next to Snyder. As Brown swats that ball down.
Fantastic eye work. Kaz Brown recognizes that the tip is coming. Little hang time and swats that ball. Says, get out of my kitchen.
50-second block so far. 3rd best in the Pro Volleyball Federation. Ali Bastianelli is 2nd. Caitlin Horde of Atlanta is 1st in total blocks. That's not blocks per set. And as you rightly pointed out, Alyssa Jensen, in terms of blocks per set, is number 1. Working on Snyder, and to pretty good effect. She's been okay in reception. Shampoo says to Yosia, get out of the way, I got this. And again, nice tip down the line by Courtney Schwann, wearing number 4 in white.
Courtney Schwann got dug in that cross court, and this time just chops it down that line outside the block. Dia puts it up there for her.
Schwann played in Italy last year, where she met her now husband Giacomo. They make their off-season home together in Rome. Sign me up, please.
Yes. Where did we sign up for that?
We're both going to Italy this summer, Holly.
True.
We might just drop in.
Yeah. We have to have an extra bedroom.
Perfect dig by Briggs-Romine, chance in transition. And Carly Snyder, maybe that swing will get her going. She's had a really good season, but struggling so far on the evening. Second kill on 12 swings with 2 errors, and Carly Snyder, the all-star, needs to lead the way for the visiting Rise. We've mentioned it a couple of times, and congratulations to Paige Briggs-Romine, her second season in the Pro Volleyball Federation. She was part of Omaha's championship last year. 15 total points in 3 sets against Las Vegas for the award.
Started this season on the bench, but since February 20th, she got an opportunity and held on to it and has been really the glue for the Grand Rapids Rise.
Very, very good all-around volleyball player. Passes at a good number, 57% positive. Hits .214 for an outside attacker in this league against the kind of blocking and defense. Those are solid numbers. Think she still has her share of the $1 million last year?
No, spent quickly.
I agree. A rare dig miss for Elena Oglevin. Usually that's popped up right to the 3-meter line.
Grand Rapids have 2 hitters in the front row. Look for Holthouse possibly out of the back row.
Keep an eye on Turner. Very nice play. Carly Snyder starting to heat it up a little bit on the outside.
Orlando needs to put a little bit more pressure on Grand Rapids. Perfectly insistent that time. Fastball out to Snyder on the pin.
Carly Snyder spent the last 6 seasons in France with 4 different teams, and 3 times in that league was voted the best outside attacker. That's outside the antenna on the coverage that time by Bastianelli. Good use for the off speed.
Players just abuse middle blockers when they're in the back row. They attack them relentlessly. Ali Bastianelli playing left back, gets tipped. Needs to take one big step with those feet.
Question for you after this point. Nice pass by Snyder. Van de Weide going high hands, dug by Briggs-Romine. And Holthouse, did she miss it out of bounds? She did not touch off the block. Back to middle blockers playing defense. That's part of the scouting report. That's not by accident.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. And it's a smart part of the game. When they're on that back line serving, you know that they can be a liability. Not all middle blockers out there, but some can be.
Foster, yeah, it's the little things. It's like when you're out of system, make sure you get the ball first contact on the opposing setter. You tip the middle blocker.
We talk about the length and talent of Natalie Foster, the rookie out of SMU. Look at her get up and outside the block of Carly Snyder.
Hit .348 so far on the year, 3rd best in the league. Corey Lewis of Atlanta leads the way. Abercrombie is rejected by Jensen.
Jensen is so long, swatting that ball back. I think her length surprises people defensively. She gets so many touches. She's also quick laterally to close that block.
There is Snyder, misses that one into the top of the tape. Has 28 aces so far on the year, behind Foster and Leah Edmond for the league lead in that particular category. Here's Lindsay Van de Weide. Good pass by Snyder. That was a good serve. Holthouse, a big arm off the right side. Eleanor Holthouse out of Iowa State. Nice addition to the Rise.
I've been really impressed with Eleanor Holthouse. Just the way she gets on top of that ball quickly. We saw some really sharp court angles. This time, deep to that cross court.
8 kills now on 18 swings for Holthouse. Oh, good block. Ali Bastianelli, not this time.
Grand Rapids Rise knows that Shampoo wants to get that ball to Natalie Foster. Ali Bastianelli, one of the best blockers in the PVF, read it perfectly.
Schwann going off speed, reset the point. Holthouse again. Nice dig by Van de Weide. A really good read. Into the middle of Bastianelli, dug by Shampoo. First contact by the setter. Jensen having to step in. Smart play by Orlando. Long rally, not really good transition setting right now. Some tough chances. Schwann again, no. Abercrombie found a small hole.
Long rally. Neither team had a good look until that one. This ball set tight in transition. Shampoo to Abercrombie, but Bastianelli chasing a big seam for Abercrombie of Orlando to attack.
Yeah, the transition setting on both sides left a lot to be desired in that particular rally. But Abercrombie getting away with it, going low seam. 13-11 is the advantage. Opening set taken easily by Orlando, 25-18, led it 8-5, 16-12. At the 2 technical timeouts, Grand Rapids came right back, got off to a good start. They led it 8-6 at the first TTO. Well handled by Snyder and blocked. Kaz Brown.
Pretty good pass by Carly Snyder, puts up on Cameron Turner's hands, but look at Kaz Brown, late to close, but good handwork, making sure her hands are pressed over that net.
Snyder out of the back row, dug but missed by Vanderweyder. Kaz Brown, remember last year Orlando was 8-16, but in spite of that, she was voted the league's best, most outstanding middle blocker last year.
Kaz Brown is an emotional leader for this Orlando Valkyrie team. She brings so much energy when she's out there.
#1 all-time blocks leader at Kentucky. Bastianelli, the tap down.
Both coaches said they wanted to get their middles involved, stress those middle blockers defensively, and that's a quick strike by Bastianelli for Grand Rapids.
It was the 6th swing for Bastianelli. Alyssa Jensen has taken 3 swings so far. Double sub on the floor. And that's the shot. Frisked away by Abercrombie.
Amy Pauley told us today, she's like, look, Brittany Abercrombie's turned the corner. She's feeling good again. We're seeing that pop in her step and her swings, and we're seeing it tonight on the stat board.
Schaffmaster back on along with Grote. Maren Grote, her older sister, plays for Grand Rapids. Parents in the house tonight and dressed very appropriately. One half is Grand Rapids, the other half is Orlando. We will step aside. We've come to the second technical timeout. Paige Briggs-Romine will be serving for Grand Rapids when we come back to Orlando, Florida. 16-13 is the lead. Very good response by the Rise out of Grand Rapids. Both of these teams, along with Orlando, with 7 matches to play in the regular season. The top 4 teams at the end of that 28-match series will advance to the semifinals and finals coming up in Las Vegas. The 9th championship match will be at 1 Eastern time on the 11th. What's been the key to the response from Grand Rapids?
Better defense. Their block has heated up, and then they've been able to strike and transition out of the middle, and that's a high percentage kill for them.
Lydia Grote is stopped. Pretty good high swing, a little bit unlucky over the top of the coverage for 19 in white.
Carly Snyder is a really good left side blocker for the Grand Rapids Rise. She's had a lot of success tonight.
Snyder, after a very slow opening set, has returned to her standard form so far in the second. Bastianelli unable to make the play, give the kill to Schwann.
Missed opportunity for Grand Rapids Rise. Ellie Bastianelli just couldn't get her feet under her to get that deflection out.
Right now, Orlando currently 4th in the standings. Had won 9 in a row, set a new record that has since been tied by Atlanta. But they've lost 5 out of their last 6 and have undergone some big changes.
Lindsay Vanderweide loves to take big rips on the ball for Orlando. This is a really nice transition ball. Schaffmaster pushes it out, but nice acceleration by Lindsay Vanderweide.
Dug by Yosia, working on Snyder, short, Bastianelli. Very nice connection out of the middle with Raskin.
And that's that middle attack in transition. If Grand Rapids Rise can control their digs well enough, look for much more transition attacks out of the middle.
Bastianelli out of Illinois, her 6th year as a pro. Hit 280 on the year. You'd like to see that a little bit higher, but having a very nice season at the defensive end. Good reception by Vanderweide. Lydia Grote is slowed. Joust coming. To Snyder through the block. Brilliant dig by Schwann. Lindsay Vanderweide, wow, just out of bounds. What a swing.
There's that aggressive swing that Lindsay Vanderweide can bring the Orlando team. That one, this is just wide.
She was looking up at the Jumbotron, and it was indeed just out of bounds, but confirmed by Bolt 6, and a timeout is called by Amy Pauley, now in her 2nd year as the head coach, associate head coach at USC prior to that, 8-16 last season here in Orlando. 19-15 is the advantage, the response from Grand Rapids. Mention the dates. Let's take a look to confirm that. The Lee's Family Forum. Lovely facility. Very, very
That must have been last time we were there with those hurricane winds. Or is that today?
Or is that tomorrow?
Or tomorrow. Almost blew away.
The playoffs May 9th and 11th. You can catch that if you can't be in attendance in Las Vegas on CBS Sports.
Or come to Vegas. It's going to be a PVF party.
It is.
Let's go.
It is. Last year's finals were a tremendous, tremendous event. That was in Omaha. That was won by the Supernovas over Grand Rapids 3-0. And they split $1 million. Not a bad way to finish the season. $19-15 is the advantage now for Grand Rapids. There's time for Orlando. Lindsay Vanderweide just missed that ball out of bounds. We'll give you her numbers so far. 5 of 15 with 2 errors. Abercrombie's cooled off a little bit now. 10 of 27. Good dig by Rasky. Robinson off the edge and out of bounds. She had some pop. Holthouse and Robinson, some high heat.
Grand Rapids Rise getting to 21st and starts with a big block. Devin Robinson using Vanderweide out of bounds.
3-0 run now for Grand Rapids, and they have taken a stranglehold on this 2nd set, even at a set apiece. Very nice pass. Kaz Brown, that'll be off the block and out of bounds. Much needed kill for Brown and Orlando.
Shampoo to Kaz Brown is such a nice connection, really quick ball.
Was out of bounds, but clearly a touch right in front of the first referee. A lot of balls going to Snyder. And that is going to be dug, but Lindsay Vanderweide runs out of real estate. You stood out at Holly, little stab dig there.
Yeah.
No problem, no problem. You've only done that a few million times.
Grand Rapids Rise again, scoring out of the middle, that time Jensen.
You know, it's hard to classify this because you can't mathematically as a must-win for Grand Rapids, but it certainly feels like it with 7 to play, particularly when you look at their remaining schedule. It's very, very difficult. Got to play everybody 4 times, but sometimes it does matter when you get them. Snyder off the block and out of bounds, that off Shampoo.
All the momentum right now in navy blue. Grand Rapids Rise really smooth in their transition offense, and they have been able to get some stops.
Yeah, and Carly Snyder's playing like an all-star in the second set. Give you Grand Rapids' remaining schedule in just a moment. That's off the block. Nice play. At Indy on Saturday, at Omaha, home to Indy, home to Atlanta, home to Orlando, and then Omaha to close things out. Every one of the teams that's remaining on Grand Rapids' schedule are playoff teams. Currently. Snyder, number 4 in blue.
Carly Snyder has come alive in this match for the Grand Rapids Rise, and I really think that's been the difference in the second set. Look at this delivery by Cameron Turner, and then Carly Snyder, really nice deep rip from the right side.
Score here from Orlando. The same separation and the same feeling as the opening set. Snyder with a miss, 23-18. Van de Wyder, speaking of misses, comes up a little bit short. So set points, Jenna Otek will come on. Seen briefly in the opening set. Outstanding libero, now back up to Ogilvy. Set point number 1. Dug by Turner, not a good set in transition. Good cover by Snyder to keep the ball off the floor. Paige, Briggs, Romine. Why not the player of the week to close things out? Very, very nice response by Grand Rapids after losing the opening set 25-18. They come back and take the second by exactly the same score. Carly Snyder was much, much better. Paige, Briggs, Romine playing solid volleyball as well. And Elena Ogilvy already with 8 digs. Carly Snyder, Holly and I pointed out, started off a little bit slowly, but now playing at the all-star level that she has shown all season long. Let's go over to Holly McPeak.
Carly, a little bit of a slow start. What was the difference in the second set?
Yeah, I think that from a personal standpoint, I made a bit smarter decisions in the second set with some swings. I think we felt a little desperate to kill balls in transition, and second set just trusted my block, trusted my defense, waited for the right moment, and I think we've been playing pretty good defense, so just finding a few more kills.
What's the mindset in a match like this? A lot of must-win scenarios for you.
Yeah, I think that it's kind of easy because you just know you have to be aggressive, and when you get your mind in that place where you just know what you have to do, then if you're gonna go for it, you better go for it.
All right, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Holly. Carly Snyder finishes the second set with 5 kills on 20 swings to go along with 8 digs. But most importantly, her team, the Rise, win the second set to even this match at 1 apiece. They win at 25-18. You're watching the Pro Volleyball Federation on Roku Sports. Back with a third right after this. The season series between Orlando and Grand Rapids is tied at 1 win apiece. The match is tied at 1 set apiece, 25-18, 25-18. And Briggs Romine, the reigning player of the week, doing a little bit of everything.
Paige Briggs Romine, good on both sides of the ball. We talked about it. 8 digs, 7 kills. She's really been glue for this Grand Rapids team, and she really beats you with speed on that left pin. When Grand Rapids Rise can stay in system, that really benefits her.
Played at Western Kentucky, and we will step aside. Orlando and Grand Rapids back for the third set right after this in Orlando. Superheroes on the court and off the court tonight here in Orlando. Back with 3-time Olympic bronze medalist and NCAA champ Holly McPeak. Tied at 1 set apiece. Your favorite superhero?
Well, I love all those, but where's Daredevil? That's my new favorite show on Disney+. It's intense. If you get a chance, watch it.
I will.
Yeah,
I will.
It's really well done.
Who's your favorite superhero?
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. Okay.
Wonder Woman.
Okay. Okay. I'm a Superman guy.
Yeah. Well, I grew up wanting to be Wonder Woman.
And you got awfully close.
Well,
Grand Rapids 9-12, 7 matches left. And on the other side, Orlando reeling after winning 9 in a row. Some Grand Rapids fans have made the trek south down to Florida. Grand Rapids is a lovely town. We really enjoy going there. Lovely downtown. Van Andel Arena is a nice place to play.
I heard since we've been, there was like a big snowstorm, a blizzard.
Again?
Yeah.
Well, as long as it doesn't happen when we're there. Not to be selfish, just underway here. And Brittany Abercrombie. Abercrombie got a lot of opportunities, kind of went off in the opening set. Did she slow down, or did Grand Rapids do an exceptional job of getting hands in front?
I thought it was Grand Rapids. I mean, they got 5 blocks.
In that set alone.
And hit 378, 71% side out. I mean, those are great numbers.
Those are winning numbers against anybody in the league. Yeah, good point. Yeah, Grand Rapids really turned it around in terms of their efficiency. There's Alyssa Jensen back at the line. Time Natalie Foster goes back to the line. They're only once. That's a good thing for the opponent. Holdhouse, dug by Van de Weyde, but just out of bounds.
Eleanor Holthouse has been a really nice addition on the right side. Very strong attacker, good blocker.
Remember, there were some late season adds, most notably Stephanie Samity last year for Omaha, that helped them push across the finish line towards the end of the year. But Holthouse has been very impressive after finishing her season in the Bundesliga in Germany.
And late adds can be tough, right? You've got your chemistry going all season long, and then you add somebody else in. So they've got to fit and help your team get better.
Holthouse already with 8 kills on 21 swings, hitting .333, only 1 error on those 22 attempts. Any changes to your lineup must have been done on April 1st, on April Fool's Day, so there'll be no more changes from now here on out for the rest of the season.
We always talk about Ali Bastianelli being a superb blocker, but look at her get on top of that ball in this gap. Really nice.
Oh, beautiful set by Shampoo that time to save the opportunity for Kaz Brown.
Shampoo really working hard to get her middles involved more. That's really important. Take some pressure off Brittany Abercrombie.
Snyder is getting a lot of work in the reception phase. Really working on her. Here's Abercrombie. Briggs Romine working on Shampoo.
Shampoo a little bit late with her hands defensively on that block, and Briggs Romine, she's quick on the ball. You've got to get those hands over defensively if you want to slow her down.
Passes at 57% positive. We talked about kind of a glue player like Courtney Schwann is for Orlando. Pia Timmer is for Atlanta. That ball's still alive. And right back to Kaz Brown. Why not? Number 11 in white. Real leader on this team, Holly.
Pinball defense for Grand Rapids, but then you go to Kaz Brown. Kaz Brown kills the ball and then struts back to that back line, just giving your team so much energy.
She does have a very good walk.
The best.
7 kills on 12 swings now for Kaz Brown. Just underway here in the third, tied at a set apiece. Nice dig by the middle blocker playing left back. Oh, lovely, beautiful handwork that time by Bastianelli.
Ali Bastianelli, fantastic eye work. She fronts Natalie Foster, gets all over that, and does the rest of the defensive work with her hands. She knows that ball. Going to Natalie Foster. Fantastic press with her hands.
Second in the league in total blocks to only Caitlin Horde of Atlanta. You look at Atlanta, 1-9 in a row. What's been the key for them down this last couple, well, it's almost a month.
They really found a nice rhythm. I just think it took a while for them to get going. They were back and forth with setters early on. And I think Leah Edmond, she's really stepped up in every category.
Alyssa Jensen misses it off the right side. Yeah, I've been very impressed with Atlanta of late. Why not? 9 in a row is pretty darn good. Good middle blockers in Kayla Caffey and Caitlin Horde. Holthouse didn't get over the top of that, missed it out of bounds.
Back-to-back errors for Grand Rapids Rise. We saw none of that in set 2.
4-1 run now for the Valkyries to take the early lead. We'll have a technical timeout. Not yet. Jensen comes right back with a kill. Have 2 technical timeouts, one when the team reaches 8 and another when the team reaches 16.
Perfect pass right here to Cameron Turner. Alyssa Jensen, one blocker on the way down. She delivers.
Van de Weyde on the run, cuts inside. Dug by Ogilvy. That is a good set in transition. Dug again by Ogilvy. Abercrombie loves that throw down. Got it inside of Jensen and Snyder for the kill. And we'll get to 8 in the technical timeout. Brittany Abercrombie leading the way right now for Orlando on top 8-6 at the first TTO. Franklin Sports is a proud partner of the Pro Volleyball Federation on Roku Sports. Welcome back to Orlando with Holly McPeak, Paul Sunderland here. Third meeting between Grand Rapids and Orlando. They have split the season series so far. They will play the 4th and final match to close out the regular season before the playoffs. Right now, Orlando is in 4th place. Grand Rapids on the outside looking in. Omaha on top, followed by Atlanta and then Indy, and then comes Orlando. Hitting efficiency by set. It's been a roller coaster ride for Orlando. Schwann looking high hands and used all of the court that time.
Courtney Schwann, high volleyball IQ out of the University of Washington, just deep to the cross court where there's no defender.
That's where Ogilvy just tips her cap and says, "Oh, nice shot." Can't cover them all. Snyder was very good in the second set after struggling in the first. Then, what a nice block. Beautifully done by Jensen. Tough ball to hit, coming over your head for Abercrombie.
Definitely. I was a little bit surprised Shampoo set that ball to Brittany Abercrombie because it's coming over the head. You can't see Brittany Abercrombie on that side, but Alyssa Jensen does really nice work to close that seam.
Jensen saw her. There's no question about that. And Natalie Foster on the gap from Shampoo. And 7 is the lead. Natalie Foster will go back to the line. Have the 2 record-setting ace servers in this match. Carly Snyder had 6 earlier this year, and we were here when Natalie Foster had 6 as well. And there's another. There is nothing you can do about that one.
High contact point, lots of pace, catching that back line, really impressive, adding to her total.
48 now so far on the season. Leah Edmond in second place with 39. And Carly Snyder, I'll get you her number. She doesn't have one. She's in third, but all the way back at 28. Jensen back at the line. Third set tied at 1 apiece. Orlando leading it 11-8. Tough upcoming schedule for Grand Rapids. Well, according to their coach, and I was buying all of it, Kathy George, you got to focus on what you have in the present. Nice dig by Jensen. Bastianelli again. There's the good roll shot. How would you train what makes for a good roll shot?
It's all about your hand contact. You cock your arm back to swing, disguise it, and then it's the way you get on top of the ball with your hand. Nice block by Bastianelli, and then there it is. Look at all that spin on the ball that makes that ball drop quickly.
Working on Snyder again, Paige Briggs again, playing with pace, and back to the roll shot. Very important on the beach. Does it give Schwann an advantage, the amount of time she spent on the beach?
I think so. The hand contact on the ball gives you all those weapons. Look at this fastball out to Briggs Romine. She loves to run it fast, beating Orlando in that sharp angle.
Double sub back on with Rasky and Robinson. Kaz Brown doing some work that time. What a good battle between she and Bastianelli.
So fun to watch great middles go to work both offensively and defensively. Kathy George said last time they faced off that Grand Rapids was a little sloppy with their block. I think they've been pretty on point so far.
Bastianelli right back at you. It's really a good shot. basically right on top of the 3-meter line.
August Rasmussen does a beautiful job feeding Bastianelli. I mean, you want to use those middle attackers. This is a high percentage play that's hard to stop.
5 of 9, Bastianelli hitting .444. Ogilvy all over that. That was a sky dink and then a better block. Kaz Brown again. And now she's strutting her stuff to go back to serve.
She is. She's got work to do back there.
14-10 now is the advantage for Brown and Orlando. Snyder high up into the block, but stuffed. Shampoo along with Foster.
Shampoo made sure she was over the net quickly as a blocker, and that's what you need to do. Press your hands, be disciplined. Natalie Foster gets a lot of that.
A lot of balls coming to Snyder in reception and then has to transition right to attack. Ogilvy, very nice set in transition off the inside hand. Elena Ogilvy, the libero in the red jersey, right on target.
One of the most important skill for a bro is to be able to set in transition, whether it's your platform or someone like Elena Scott, really good at using her hands. Elena Ogilvy just delivers that on the platter.
And Ogilvy had to set that ball underhand because she was inside the 3-meter line by rule. Oh, Bastianelli hesitated. That's a tough run for a middle blocker or for anybody. Ogilvy would have had it, but other than that, pretty tough. We'll step aside. We've come to the second technical timeout here in the third set. Keep an eye on Bastianelli. It seems that she's fine. Orlando leading it 16-11. Third set, Valkyries on top of the rise, 16-11. The importance of this match, most of the teams around the league with 7 or 8 matches still to play. Omaha has been the most consistent. They're at 15-5. They have 7 remaining. Atlanta's already played 23. They only have 4 matches left. Indy is hanging in. Added Katie Baird, former Stanford All-American, has been playing in Turkey, and I think that was a wonderful addition. And you can see, I mean, none of the teams, even all the way down to Columbus, are mathematically eliminated, but it's a huge ask for Columbus, San Diego, and for Vegas. Grand Rapids is the team with the best chance to get into the top 4. Got to have this one tonight, especially with their upcoming schedule. Briggs-Romine fought that one off. Oh, that's going to be a net violation. That was on Abercrombie.
You talk about a must-win match for Grand Rapids. I agree, but for Orlando, they've lost 5 of 6. They're trying to right the ship and head into the playoffs with some confidence. So I think they need to win as well to get things going in the right direction. 100%.
5 out of 6 after winning 9 in a row. And also with some roster changes and the loss of Georgia Murphy due to injury. Adora and I put on waivers. Nice play and right on cue. I was going to talk about Lindsay Vandeweide. Difference between Anai and Vandeweide. What do you gain? What do you lose?
I think Adora Anai really puts pressure on the other team defensively. She's got that quick arm, tough to read, and she's got a really nice platform, one of the best passes. She's got big hands, so passes well overhand. She was a big asset for Orlando.
I agree. That must have been a very difficult decision. Nice play through the block by Abercrombie.
Abercrombie on the right side in transition goes inside the hand of Alyssa Jensen trying to close that block.
Shank pass. We won't see that for a long, long time. Elena Ogilvy got aced when she was about 9 years old over in her native Honolulu.
Lindsay Vandeweide attacking that seam between Carly Snyder and Elena Ogilvy, and communication crucial.
Holthouse off the left side. That's a really good set in transition. Oh, what a stab. Briggs-Romine. Snyder inside.
Defense to transition offense. Grand Rapids rise. Really nice execution. You see this dig. Paige Briggs-Romine, what a stab to keep it alive. And then you see this one chopped inside the block, getting away from Abercrombie.
Schneider now with 7 kills, but it's taken 29 swings to get there. Or she'd like to heat it up from the service line. That's where Van de Weide has got to really step up in reception compared to Adora Anaya. And that one was really, really good.
Passing, such an important skill. One of the reasons Paige Briggs-Romine has won that starting lineup position for Grand Rapids, because of her passing skills.
Foster again. Oh, I can't believe it. That goes down as an ace against Ogilvie.
I mean, Elena Ogilvie's middle back, and that ball was almost on that left line. Tough to pass.
That's how dangerous this serve is. Natalie Foster, the rookie out of SMU, leading the league now. That's her 3rd ace of the night. She started with 46. You know where she is now. A lot of ground to be made up here over the next 6 matches after tonight. And a very difficult schedule for Grand Rapids. You got to play everybody 4 times.
First of all, there's no gimmies in this league.
No.
That's a really tough upcoming schedule.
Well, every team above them they get is in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So if you're going to make it into the playoffs, you might as well.
Well, at least it's an opportunity to gain on
Exactly right. Exactly
you gotta
right.
Look at the bright side.
Yep. You can't control what other people are doing, but when you're playing them head to head, Omaha's ahead of them, Indy's ahead of them. They've got Indy twice. It's going to be a heck of a challenge. But first things first, got to win this one tonight if you're Kathy George and the Rise of Grand Rapids. Made it into the finals last year. Once again, the finals, it has been announced, will be held in Las Vegas. Semifinals on the 9th. The finals at 1 p.m. Pacific time on NBC Sports Network, but an awfully good reason, CBS Sports Network. Nice pass by Schneider. Oh, what a good rip by Alyssa Jensen.
Grand Rapids Rise doing a nice job getting their middles going offensively. This is the most offensive I've seen them out of the middle.
Agreed. Bastianelli's had several opportunities and Jensen's had a handful of kills. But the lead is 20-15. Perfect pass by Scully, one-on-one. Wonderful recovery that time by Bastianelli. She was out of the play. Abercrombie, and loves that tip, is so good at locating.
The reason that tip works is because Brittany Abercrombie can hurt you in so many ways offensively. You're on your heels trying to defend the deep line power. So that's why that tip, it goes so fast to the middle of the court, drops.
Give you Abercrombie's totals here in a moment. 14 of 39, hit 282. And Bastianelli again, but this one's dug. But that set up Holthouse on the right side.
19 sets already to the middle of the net for Grand Rapids. And here's another one for Ali Bastianelli. We're seeing her find her way offensively, and then Holthouse cleans it up at the net.
How about Nalani Osea with that dig? I mean, what are you doing there?
She is fiery.
Good set, really good set that time by Shampoo. How many times does Brittany Abercrombie get to hit against an open net?
We talk about accuracy, location. Shampoo loves to push pace, but the location of her set, I would call that a juicy one.
Well, we are in the state known for sunshine and citrus. Schwann back to serve. Big lead here for Orlando in the 3rd. Paige Briggs-Romine. Very nice delivery by Turner. Playing with pace.
This is a short string set, and we've seen it a few times tonight. This quick ball, and Kaz Brown can't get up again because she's up with the middle as well.
Back to Abercrombie again, who's using the whole not quite 900 square feet.
3 kills in a row for Brittany Abercrombie in Orlando, in a good position right now.
in a very good position, leading at 23-17. We talk about long string. When you say just the opposite, short string, what do you mean?
Short string, short distance. When you want to reverse directions, push it all the way across to the other side of the net, that would be a long string.
Holthouse is blocked out of the middle. A lot of service pressure on Snyder, got her out of the play.
Kaz Brown in her pink ballet shoes. She likes to call them her ballet shoes. Her pink Nikes that I like very much, by the way.
Are we sending out a message here?
No, I'm just saying. Remember, I complimented her and she said these are my ballet slippers.
Schwann, nice shot that time by Turner to keep the hopes alive for Grand Rapids, but it'll be the second set point and a big lead for the Valkyries.
Kaz Brown took them on a nice scoring run. Those cute pink Nikes.
Boy, the days when I got free shoes are so far in the rear view
Mine
mirror.
as well.
These boxes used to arrive at my house. That hasn't happened in a long time. Van de Wyde, a good touch. Tight now and tipped out of bounds. Turner with a very good idea and trailing 24-18. Why not give it a go? But a very good response. First it was Orlando, and then Grand Rapids turned it around, and Orlando completely flipping the script now on top. Every set has been exactly the same score. 18-18-18. Brittany Abercrombie. This is the Abercrombie that Orlando needs if they're going to assure themselves a playoff spot and then contend for the title.
All the offensive tools, 16 kills, hitting .317. Also, 10 digs. Orlando really good in that last set, hit .314, sided out 82%. Those numbers make a big difference.
Yeah, 82% is really impressive to only 59% siding out for Grand Rapids. All three sets have been won pretty decisively, 25-18, 18, and 18 again. And just underway here in the fourth, and a little miscommunication between Turner and Briggs Romine.
Setter always has first right at that ball. She needs to be really aggressive. They'll help if she's not going to take that.
Yeah, as the regular season draws towards the finish line, the importance of every single match is magnified. You'll see them miss that one, and that's certainly true for the Valkyries tonight. Had won 9 in a row. They stand at 12-9. They're in the fourth playoff spot. Top 4 teams make it to Las Vegas. Once again, that championship on CBS Sports Network. The semis on the 9th, the finals on the 11th at 1 Pacific time. Dug by Ogilvy. And an unforced error by Briggs Romine. Foster already the league leader, new league record holder in terms of total aces with 3 on the night. Almost had a 4th. Brown in front, connection not there, but that was a major campfire.
All the players were around, and there was just hesitation. Obviously, you don't want to crash into one of your teammates, but Kaz Brown has a really nice touch on that short shot over the block. Everyone's there watching.
Yeah, that's a tough ball to let fall. Wet spot over on the sideline. It's being cleaned up in rapid fashion. Grand Rapids got to get Foster off the line. Good step in by Ogilvy. Old House, one-on-one, nice block touch by Schwann. Brown again, right side. Crowd thought the ball was down, and now it is.
Holthouse from right front came all the way over to dig that ball, and Paige Briggs Romine can't get that one over the net for Grand Rapids.
Quick 4-1 lead for Foster, Abercrombie, and Orlando. 3 aces already on the night. Another near ace just recently. She's now at 49. New record in the Pro Volleyball Federation in the second year. In its second year. Perfect pass. Oh, double contact called. Looks like she saw a ghost. She's just shaking her head. Oh, wow, a rare miss. Back combination, and Abercrombie missed it out of bounds.
Kaz Brown right behind Shampoo, and then Brittany Abercrombie wide. I like that double quick combo.
Yep. Oh, that is so good. Horn good part. Goes by Shampoo, and what a delivery.
Shampoo is a magician, so good. Magical hands, gets all the way up on the left side of the court and feeds Kaz Brown. If you're playing with her, you've got to be ready at all times, and Kaz Brown was.
Kaz Brown again, aggressive setting by Shampoo. How hard is it for a player like Kaz Brown? Offense, defense, and back to get into attack mode.
It's so hard, but Kaz Brown does the work. Look at her get off to give herself an approach so Shampoo can set her that ball. Right. Extra hard work in transition.
Last year's, Swan!
One-on-one block.
Nothing run now for Orlando. And Grand Rapids couldn't wait for the technical timeout, which comes at 8. So taking one at 7.
If you're Grand Rapids, you do not want Orlando to get too far ahead. They need to stay within striking distance.
100% Grand Rapids. Again at 9 and 12. They're 4 and 6 on the year on the road. Orlando at 12 and 9. Both teams have 7 matches to play. Next Pro Volleyball Federation match coming your way on Roku. It'll be Omaha, the league leaders, taking on Vegas. And there are no givens. Vegas is really struggling, and they've lost 10 out of 11. It's a talented, very, very young team. I don't think you can take anything for granted. Indy just lost to Columbus.
There's so much talent across the board, and rested bodies, everyone playing together at the right time. Any of these teams can win.
Ellie Bastianelli in the middle of your screen came in second in total blocks. Her teammate Alyssa Jensen is #1 in the league in blocks per set. Courtney Schwann is going to remember that one-on-one stuff for a long time. 7-3 is the advantage. Third of 4 meetings between these two. They play on the last day of the regular season on the 30th. Briggs Romine off of Shampoo and out of bounds. Much needed side out.
Paige Briggs-Romine attacks the smallest blocker on the court, Shampoo, for Orlando. That's a smart swing.
Abercrombie leading all attackers with 17 kills. Kaz Brown has 10. That ball missed out of bounds by Schwann. On the other side, Briggs-Romine is 12 of 26, and Eleanor Holthouse, the new addition playing in just her second match, is 9 of 31 as a team. Grand Rapids hitting 231 to 240 for Kaz Brown, racking up the kills here in the 4th set. Technical timeout #1.
When you've got a player like Kaz Brown, emotional leader, give her the ball, feed her, and then look at her share the love.
Sisters reunited in the Pro Volleyball Federation. Lydia Groth for the Orlando Valkyries, older sister Marin playing for Grand Rapids. And the parents not only have made the trek, this is Paul and Laura, but also somebody's done some very nice work in terms of sewing together a Rise jersey and a Valkyries jersey. Laura, they can't lose tonight. One of their daughters is going to come away with a win.
This is true. Maren Grode, All-American from Washington. Lydia Grode had a fantastic season last year at Minnesota.
Pretty cool. Both daughters excelling at the collegiate level and now professionally as well. I talked to Maren at Serve and Pass this morning. I said, you get together with Lydia? She said, yeah, we met for coffee. We're good. That's a good set to the outside. Schwann is expert in the middle back. Van de Weyden. Good cover that time by Yosia. Yeah, but out of bounds.
Lindsay Van der Weyden likes to come inside, hit that rip set, but the block for Grand Rapids Rise, good scouting report, they were ready for it.
Van de Weyden now 7 of 21 with 3 errors, hitting 0.45. That's not good enough. Tough serve, nice reception by Scully. Van de Weyden likes to work the edge. More of that if you're an Orlando fan.
Fantastic cover that time by Brittany Abercrombie, and then Orlando able to score through the block.
Van de Weyden, plenty physical, 6'3", played for San Diego last year, has played previously in both France and Greece. Not lacking in international experience at that level. Look at the conversation she's having now with Shampoo. Very interesting. It is a team sport, is it not, Holly?
You need everybody.
Absolutely. Snyder off of Kaz Brown. Tough chance for Brown. That did not have any top spin on it.
No, that floater with pace is a tough one to defend.
The floater
one of my teammates used to do, and you could not read where it was going. It was coming fast.
The floater with pace. I like that. Shampoo really working the middle in this 4th set.
And why not? Kaz Brown and Natalie Foster, big windows to attack that ball out of the middle.
Kaz Brown is 11 of 19. Natalie Foster 5 of 13. No errors. August Rasky has come on now at the setting position. It's not part of the double sub. This is a straight setting substitution. Snyder, good cover by Ogilvy. Ogilvy couldn't save her that time.
Natalie Foster, Brittany Abercrombie next to each other are a very powerful blocking combination, and they were able to get some nice stops on Snyder. First one got covered, but this time, no.
8 blocks now for Orlando. That's a good performance, particularly given that it's against Grand Rapids, who's the #1 blocking team in the league. That ball nicely done deep into the cross court. No defense for that one. Bolt 6, giving you a...
Just a sliver, that's all it takes.
Wow. Once again to the middle, and that'll get to the floor. Foster again. Now 6 of 14, no errors.
I still think that set can be a little bit higher than Natalie Foster, but she's able to get her arm through that ball and score.
33 total attacks for the middle blockers. Natalie Foster and Brown, no errors. Error in volleyball statistics if you get blocked for a point on your side or hit a ball out of bounds. They have done neither. Holthouse through the block and down for a much needed side out score.
Eleanor Holthouse brings some nice balance. She can swing left or right pin. If they need her in the passing rotation, she can do that. She was a left side attacker in Germany.
10 of 33 now is Holthouse, a recent addition. And again, back to the middle. What's the decision-making process now for Shampoo?
Well, I like what Shampoo did with her body. It looked completely like she was going to go back step. Look, she does a little turn, and that stresses that left side blocker. I mean, go with your middle attackers who are putting up really high percentage numbers.
And give the receivers for Orlando, Van de Weyden, along with others, some real credit, along with Schwann. Nice dig. Wonderful read that time by Snyder. Tough chance.
Good pursuit, but Foster can't get it over the net.
13-10 is the advantage as Jensen will go back to the line. statistically, Orlando is 8th or last in blocking, 2.1%.
Got the best blocking team.
Yep.
I don't want to say worst, but lowest statistically.
Lowest statistically. Good cover. 13-10, must-win situation for Grand Rapids, trailing 2-1. Abercrombie. Holthouse with a tough chance, and Schwann fingertipping that ball to the floor.
Grand Rapids needs to do a better job in that situation, pushing this ball out wider. Dive inside. That plays into the block. If you get that ball wider, Holthouse can work down that line as well.
You saw Jensen in the middle right afterwards, immediately recognizing that that was her miscue. Very poor set. Yosia, that's a much better set in transition. And the result, killed by number 4, Schwann.
Transition setting crucial, and Schwann, the recipient of a nice transition ball, which allows her to work inside the block. Yosia pushes it out, giving her more court to attack.
Grand Rapids in some real trouble right now, 1 point away from the second technical timeout. At 1 at 8, 1 when a team reaches 16. Oh, what a block by Brown. 1-on-1.
Bastianelli has been so hot for Grand Rapids. Kaz Brown knows they want to get her the ball, gets her feet there, and does the work. Watch Kaz Brown, big press, quick off the floor, and celebrates with her team. We talked about how important it would be to get the ball to the middle. Look at Orlando. Natalie Foster, Kaz Brown, 18 kills between them, 0 errors. Nice hitting percentages. And once you get your hitters involved that much, good things happen. You see the aces, you see the blocks, full stat sheet. Stat card for both middle attackers for Orlando.
And on the other side, Alyssa Jensen is 5 of 10, 1 error. Ali Bastianelli is 5 of 13. And Bastianelli has 3 blocks as well. A lot of middle blockers earning their keep tonight. Kaz Brown again.
Love the energy Kaz Brown brings to her team, always turning around and celebrating. Intense competitor. Love to have her on your side of the court.
Grand Rapids got to get out of this rotation, like right now. Kathy George has changed setters. Went from Turner to Rasky. Pretty good set in transition to the 3-meter line, but missed by Abercrombie.
Yosia put up a really nice set. Brittany Abercrombie said, hey, perfect set.
Yeah.
I just missed that line.
Yep. Well, that's what the opponents want to do. They want to force Abercrombie to hit down the line. Oh, and a service winner. So back-to-back, getting a little bit fortunate off the equipment is Eleanor Holthouse.
Grand Rapids Rise need to go on a run. Starts with tough serve and some defense.
First ace of the night so far for Grand Rapids. And Kaz Brown cannot be stopped. Racking up the kills.
Setter middle attacker connection has been so good for Orlando tonight. Both teams have got their middles involved, and that connection is really crucial.
And Rasky tries to be aggressive and missed it out of bounds. Thought that there may have been a touch, and this one's getting away. What a good block. Shampoo, 1-on-1.
as a setter, you want to isolate your hitters one-on-one if you can. The advantage always to the hitter. But watch this one. Rasky gets Paige Briggs-Romine one-on-one, but Shampoo makes a fantastic defensive move with her dive block.
20-12 is the advantage. Grand Rapids got to dig in right now. Good reception. Bastianelli, no. Back to Briggs-Romine. Missed opportunity for Orlando. Carly Snyder on the pipe.
Nani Yosia and Shampoo have almost run into each other about 15 times. Both of them very aggressive in transition, but you want Shampoo taking that second ball.
Briggs-Romine, the reigning player of the week in the Pro Volleyball Federation, back at the line. Third meeting between these two teams. They split the previous two. They will meet the fourth and final time, last day of the regular season. Van de Weyde loves to turn the ball off the end blocker.
Ninth kill for Lindsay Van der Weyde.
You look at the side-out numbers, and they've just been much better in that phase throughout the course of the night so far, has Orlando.
Melanie Schaffmaster into block for Shampoo after the block shot. Trying to score points in this rotation.
Schaffmaster will go right back to the sideline. When you bring in a blocking substitution, you got to serve the ball in the court.
That, but after you get a solo block, why are you getting into blocking stuff?
Good, very, very good question.
I mean,
I agree with you completely.
I mean, Melanie Schaffmaster is 6'3".
And Shampoo is not.
Yes.
Did that get a piece of the block? It did not. Natalie Foster thought for sure there was a block touch. And just told Van de Weyde, we got you. There was a touch here. Haven't had many challenges all night. Or the first referee. Orlando is challenging a touch off the block. If you were correct, you keep your 2 challenges. You get 2 per set. Net touch, touch off the block. You cannot challenge ball in or out. That's all done electronically by Bolt 6.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was off of August Rasky.
I love Bolt 6.
Yeah, it's really good. Really, really good. Orlando 3 points away. It's going to be a net violation. Now 2 points away. Orlando at one time set an all-time PVF record with 9 straight wins and then hit a speed bump and lost 5 out of 6. This one will feel very, very good. Orlando's remaining schedule, home to Atlanta on Saturday. That's a big one. And the service winner here at, the attack winner. They have Columbus twice, at Indianapolis, at Indy. They have Grand Rapids again, and then at Vegas. I said that it was the last match. It's a next to last match there at Vegas to close out the regular season. Orlando looking to stack some wins as they build momentum towards the playoffs. Van de Weyde, one-on-one. That's the set she likes inside.
The reason this play works is Shampoo delays her delivery, holds the ball a little bit more. She's already established Natalie Foster, so Alyssa Jensen jumps with her. That isolates Van der Weyde.
Match point number 1. Good blocking night for Orlando. Schwann will just keep that ball in play with a big advantage. First of 9 potential match points. Good cover by Shampoo. Abercrombie for the win, not yet. Dug by Yosia. Schwann looking for hands. And gets the ball, not yet. Crowd thought it was over. Shampoo hustling. Still alive. Natalie Foster's laughing in the middle. Crazy point. And that'll do it. Missed out of bounds. What a final point.
Incredible. Never say die. Love that last point.
That point was over about 6 different times. And then it wasn't. It was, then it wasn't. Match point for Orlando. This one had a little bit of everything.
Good block coverage. Carly Snyder turns it down the line. Yosia keeps it alive, and then a free ball opportunity for Grand Rapids. They try and run their middle. Another block deflection. Dig by Turner. Yosia pushes it to Abercrombie, who's been terminal all night. Another cover play. And we're still going.
You can go out and get a cup of tea or...
Oh, we all thought it was over, but it wasn't.
And not yet. Shampoo's not going to let that ball hit the ground. Where are the oxygen tanks? Crazy point, and then Holthouse pulls it cross body and misses it out of bounds, and the celebration is on. Orlando improves to 13-9, trying to solidify their spot in the playoffs. They're currently 1 game ahead, 1 win ahead over Indy, who falls to 4th, and Grand Rapids. That was a tough one, but it was certainly all Orlando, particularly in that 4th set.
Well, I think it was a really important win for Orlando because they build that confidence. They need to get it moving in the right direction. Good team effort, too.
100%. Brittany Abercrombie, 17 of 49 to go along with 11 digs. And Lindsay Vanderweide, 11 kills to go along with 14. So congratulations once again to the Orlando Valkyries. 13-9, 6 to play. That's it from Orlando. Brittany Abercrombie and the Orlando Valkyries on top of Grand Rapids 3-1 and take the match. PVF action on Roku continues April 17th at 7 p.m. Eastern as Vegas will visit Indianapolis for Holland and Pete and our entire crew. I'm Paul Sunderland. Enjoy your night. Big win for Orlando.